the legendary Buju Banton has released his highly anticipated album called Upside Down 2020, right? And when we say highly anticipated, people had high expectations for this album, right?
Yep.
What were you expecting, right? That is a question, as well as what did we get? What did you get? How do you feel about the album? We're going to circle the room, starting off like as always with Shane. We know all come before S, but Shane, kick it off. Tell me how you feel about what were you expecting and what you got as far as that album is concerned.
All right. So if me be completely honest, right, leading up to the dropping of the album, my expectations they kind of get decreased, and this is the reason being, like, you know, we anticipated Buju release, you know, we celebrate that and everything, and the moves when he didn't make the deal with Rap Nation, you know what I mean, and you know, all of that kind of stuff. We definitely was you know, excited for that, you know, but leading up to the release of the album, like the tracks that were being promoted or pushed never really reached me like that for me to say, yeah, I'm excited to see what's next, or if you see, you know, if you hear the rest of the album, if I'm being honest with you. You know, when we do listen to the album, it's like, okay, me listen to it just because. But it's not an album it's not a go-to album for me to say, yo, me listen to Buju album. If me I pull up Buju right now, it go be, you know, an older album from the 90s, one of the classics. You know, definitely still a big fan of Buju, but a part of me feel like, you know, this release was probably overinflated. It was overhyped, and this is just my view, my opinions on it. So, you know, but for me, from my perspective of, you know, how me observe these kind of things leading up to the release, me kind of be like, you know, I'm not so excited no more because of, you know, what I was getting leading up to the release. You know.
Oliver.
So I think like Shane and everybody else, me personally did anticipate it. I mean, I anticipated from before. I don't know how long it was going to take him after being released. But I think the whole world would want to hear after 10 years where him sound like if him already had songs ready before him come out the road, and that I expect some great body of work. I think that's the anticipation from a lot of people because I'm always bring quality, always speak on social issues, and with everything we're going, I was actually anticipating a lot of strong records. The lead up to the album, Khaled, Rap Nation, I think that even amplified the expectations. For I think Buju has more exposure internationally than almost any artist right now in reggae. He had the vibe, he had at 97, he had Sway, he did a bunch of interviews and he did the Shani B before. So anticipation, Bill, what did we get? I mean, time will tell, because sometimes things take time to resonate. But I'll tell you personally, I didn't like the album. I didn't enjoy it. And I don't know if maybe something wrong with me, my ears, but I didn't like that record at all. To me, it's one of his worst albums. And people might criticize and go off of me for saying this. I don't know why the reason is, but like Shane said, the singles to me were weak. I heard the singles and I was like, okay, I expected him with more local crooners. It was a lot of international influence, and I think his die-hearted fans would have rather that Wayne Wonder or a Berries over even as.
Yep, for real.
I get John Legend is the big name, but he's done it twice now. And in my opinion, it was not a swing out the park. Not that every record should be out the park, but that's why you get a John Legend, right? That's why you get a Pharrell. That Pharrell record, I don't even. I'm trying to not. You know, I feel like.
Let me interject here a bit. So I am sensing from what both you are saying, both of you are saying, is that you are a bit disappointed with the end product.
Yeah.
Am I? Yeah. Okay. All right. So that being said, you're pointed to a specific record like the John Legend because that was released as one of the singles, right?
Right.
What
Correct.
in particular about that record did you dislike? Before you even answer that, I know there were other international acts that he collaborated with. Do you overall, so it's a loaded question, dislike the John Legend in comparison to the other international collaborations, or was the John Legend one the best out of the three?
It was the best to me international collaboration. If I'm thinking, there's 20 songs, but there was Steph London, there was Pharrell, right? That was the stronger one. I'm not saying it's a terrible record.
Right.
It's not a bad record. I'm just thinking, and at the same time, people probably feel like, who's I, are you are. But I think his dieharted fans would have rather to hear him and Beres after all these years. Are we any wonder, or even Ghosts?
How I felt about those records is, I mean, the quality is definitely high, right? Very high quality production and everything, right? But for me, I don't feel the chemistry where Buju is concerned on the track.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like he blended in properly with the sound or the vibe or whatever the case is. You get what I'm saying? That is my disconnect with those international collaborations, especially.
Memories sound like they said, who we can get that the reggae audience like, and that would help him internationally. Obviously, it can't be Chris Brown, right? So who next? John Legend are the perfect person. But it didn't work for me.
So I didn't really want to come on here and not necessarily. I'm not even going to discredit what you both have been saying, right? Because I can't go around it. I'm disappointed with Upside Down. I was even trying my best to push and get support behind the John Legend's track Memories, right? And like Oliver said, as far as the international collaborations, that was the best one.
Yeah.
You get me? So me go down a list of how I feel about the album. I felt like the album it should have been shorter. It was too long. In this current climate that people have been short attention span, I think he overdid trying to give us quantity and it failed in quality. Right? Many people might be saying, come on, the album just released 2-3 days.
We've listened to it a few times. I have, and we've discussed, we listened to it.
And the first thing where you did say the other day, Oliver, it sound like a gospel album.
Partly.
And in my mind, it's confusing to me because I feel like the artist got caught in two minds. You see me? From when me listen, it's like he never know whether to say, oh boy, he must sing redemption kind of songs, you know, out of the fact that he just got released from prison and him feel like a redemptive quality of basically being free and there road again and them thing there. You know, it's like him get caught in that side there, as well as putting songs on there that had to do with love and loyalty, right? while me not have no issue with that, all them blended or came together.
The sequencing was bad, right?
Yeah, it didn't work for me. And I feel like by the time I kind of force myself to get through a certain number of song. You get me?
I agree.
And that's why I tell you, said the album did too long. If him did even shorten the album and choose him best out of all of the material we did have, right? I think that would have benefited him. This is something again I want to share with other artists out there. Don't do this. Don't do what Buju do. Don't force yourself to put 20 tracks on an album. If you plan on doing albums, do not do it. Right? Choose your best songs, best quality songs, sonically, in content and everything. Choose your best quality songs. Right?
Coffee, Lila
Right.
Ike.
Perfect example where Coffee and Lila Ike did. We can't even compare them Buju album, and nothing on him album to them thing the way that.
It's a little unfortunate to say that. And I know he's a legend, and people will be upset about saying this because I don't think people want to. We're in an era where no one wants to tell the truth, right? Credible journalism or credible facts or truths is almost non-existent.
Look, me not try crap on Buju, right?
No,
but
the blade's still sharp.
Right, it's obvious. Him still very talented. You can pick up in a lot of the stuff when him delivered on this album that even as far as him, I guess DJ or rap more than him singing, him still have it. He hasn't lost it, right? But this body of work just did not do it. The production was very solid to me because the production sounded, everything sounded. In my mind, I'm like, okay, this is exactly how you wanted it to sound. It sound good. Everything sound. The sonic's good. It's just that it does not connect.
The hooks, the melodies. Just one thing, I have to say on this. One more thing on this topic. I think in the era we are to, that also affects music, right? When I listen to this album, and I get the redemption song, but a part of me feel like the energy and the climate now is black people are ready to move beyond redemption songs, right? It felt like watching an old slave movie to some degree. I was more depressed listening to the album to some degree. And maybe that's harsh.
I agree.
And I'm not saying you should only sing happy songs because that's not reality. But I kind of feel like people are tired of hearing with redemption, me been through this, me I suffer real long. Like, I think I said it to you guys. When I listened to the album, the song that came to my mind was Damian Marley's song that said, struggle discontinue. And he must say, I don't want to hear another song, a sad song. And if I want to be whatever, then a time for we move past this this bad, this a go on, this as it just was too much of it for me personally.
Before you even mention anything, Shane, I just want to get this in before Oliver we'll switch from that. It's ironic that you brought up Damian Junior Gang Marley and reference that specific part of the song about want to discontinue the sadness and all of them things in our songs, right? Because when you hear about redemption songs, the first person will come to mind are Bob Marley, right? That's why I said ironic. And I kind of felt like Buju, as well as many other artists, have been trying too hard to replicate the Bob Marley sound.
Yep.
Please, yeah. Other than people who naturally sound that way, that please stop. It's like them stuck in this. So like Bob Marley in order for me successful or for me get a Grammy. Or, I don't know if that's the reason.
It almost feel like if you would try, some people would say, use Martin Luther King philosophy still to this day.
Mm.
Bob Marley thing was for Bob Marley time. And Bob Marley a legend. Leave it alone. And but Randy, you say a thing and it's so pivotal. But people won't admit that either. Because I'm guaranteeing if you ask these artists, they will not admit this is what they're doing.
Yep.
It's only a person who pay attention can decipher that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the entire album, and it's 20 tracks. Can any of you point to maybe three songs, 3 tracks of the album that you would recommend?
We can't think about 3. We would have recommend.
But people are gonna see the review. Is it that bad?
For me, yeah. I mean, the rendition of Yes, My Friend, you know, it was okay. He did it his way, but it never really connect for me.
I think that was better live. When they did it live, it was much better than on the record.
The energy was better.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, like, on the whole track, Memories are the strongest one to me. That would I recommend, but me still feel as if Buju Banton was just spliced into it and it just didn't mesh for me. You know what I mean? Buju sounded good on his part because the rhythm changed, the beat changed, and his level of aggression in delivery was matched up to that. But when you're on the whole track as a whole, you know, John Legend, you know, sonically, you know, extraordinary as usual on his part of the song, but it just didn't come together properly for me. You get what I'm saying? But you know, that's about it for me. I mean, the intro, the gospel intro was a good track for a gospel album, but you know,
I really talk.
Yo,
no, I mean,
hey, it's a wicked piece of stuff that you don't stab the man.
No, I'm not say that. He did deliver it properly. You know what I mean? But in a way, a part of me feel like, you know, okay, you're a legend, and you do this album, I put all of these tracks on there, even like 400 years. At that point, I was like, Jesus, it's like just a protest all over again. You get what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you said that, Shane. I think we all share similar sentiments.
You know?
It was almost like a depressing body of work.
Yeah, it's like...
It was.
And that all the way down to almost the end of the album, and most, like, it predominantly felt that way throughout the whole, you know, the whole experience of it.
So
you know what I mean? And I just felt as if it was being done in a sense to say, okay, this is Buju Banton's, you know, Upside Down 2020 album, and it's going to be historical. And, you know, all of these other check marks that it's like, here you go. Shelf, you know, like, frame it and do whatever with it. But I felt like it was overinflated, honestly, and, you know, I'm not pleased.
Yo, you see, all right, so we can go through just off a mental note. You see, Lamb of God, we could have do without that.
Yo!
We could have do without that.
Yo, yeah, the man never going for
No, real talk. So basically, yo, my youth, you're free, wherever you do, you're done. Right? You pay your dues or you do your time. Seeing?
It wasn't a good way to start the album.
Lamb of God, yeah, okay, I understand. So you ask for forgiveness. It's that because of that. I saw it seem to me, but
you know, me feel when we hear the song,
we could have do without that.
You know, me feel when I hear the song. When growing up, you ever write God with a command G, and you feel guilty immediately. Like, what kind of disrespect this man do to God, though? I felt like that was what the track was for, to be like, you know, thanks to the blessings and forgiveness and all of that stuff.
I think people might say me I sound like a Eden, but I think in this cultural awakening and this awakening of black people that's occurring right now, I just feel like it's almost like the album I do, the devil. I'm not gonna say the devil work, but I do the work what we been have them have we do already. You see what I say? Preach for them agenda. We
All right.
also always
Oliver,
be,
Oliver.
always be we are suffer. A
Oliver.
time to put it out.
Oliver, I'm gonna tell you one. Because I feel like you try go around trying to say exactly what you want to say. So I'm gonna say it for you.
Maybe I just can't put the words together.
I think I'm gonna say it for you. When you bring in, and me not try to tell people for not praise them God and man God fearing, man believing in the Almighty.
We do, all of us believe in that.
Right?
Definitely.
Right? But we, growing up in the Caribbean, saw what, whether it be Christopher Columbus or the white people coming to the New World that administered to the Indians and then to the slave did. They used religion as a tool to subjugate and control and take advantage of us, right? So when Buju start off the album like about Lamb of God, seeing when okay, we understand what you did and we're not gonna say we co-sign it, seeing but it's like you ask for forgiveness for the same people that have them foot on your neck for 400 years. You dig?
It sounded like my grandmother made the record. And my nothing against my grandmother, but she grew up in an era where they were not exposed or woke to certain things, so to speak. Right? So her idea was, yes, God fearing, and I follow this religion. And to me, I'm nothing against religion, but it just seemed like we're being shoveled this religion from someone who I think is more woke than that.
So again, don't me tell you something, I feel like he got caught in two minds, right? You gotta talk about this redemptive thing and this religion and this whatever, right?
And
then not only 400 years, but you gotta put out song like Stepper. And Stepper on a thief, Stepper on a taker. Seeing? Basically, yeah, burn out the shot of them. Okay, good. Seeing, actually think Stepper was a good song, but I guess you know, it's like I said, him caught him don't know where he want to be, where he want to be. It's like yeah, said Stepper is basically owed to being like that Robin Hood mentality. Rob from the rich giving to the poor. You see me? But at the same time, you start off the album with Lamb of God.
I didn't hear any aggression or fire or militancy in the album.
And then he might tell people say, basically, don't make Babylon out your fire until you burn down Babylon walls in a particular track. Which track that? I'm gonna tell you which track. I'm listening to them detail in a brother. You see me? Actually, in a 400 years, him said that. In a 400 years, him said that.
I come toward the end of the album.
Yeah. In a 400 years, him said that. And him the kind of speak towards, I guess, conditioning and mental slavery and them kind of thing. And basically, never make them seize your fire. And never stop burning your fire till the walls burn down. You see me? So, me I say, okay, Buju, I say that, but also it conflicting. You know what I mean? Then him say help hands. Yeah, help your brother, of course, and we agree with that. But then him give the next track at the end, Unity, is another track on the album we couldn't do without completely. You see, Steph London, the track with Steph London, they could have do completely without that. She not help him none at all. That was garbage.
That's what we felt about the Pharrell record.
Yo, I love my Browning, but guess what? That song there. Why did Buju do that song with Steph London? Because I just want to say, yo, you might do a tune with a Browning then. Maybe that.
Yo, maybe man, but
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
hold on there. I wonder if Ashima talk about when him the cherry pie with blouse and skirt, Farrell.
yo, I don't even know what kind of type.
Why for the cherry pie, brother? Why for the cherry pie?
You see me? Or even lovely state of mind. Like,
I wonder how close him and Pharrell even. Yo, the chemistry is just
no chemistry, none. Me don't want to beat a dead ass. But I think we need to probably cut anything else we don't want to say about the album, yeah? Go ahead and say it. But me gonna cut it short. Me not have nothing else to say about the album. I support anybody out there who wants to support the artist and go ahead and give it a listen, right? But out of a 10, I would say it's at best a 4.
Best.
Out of 10. Would I say
out
at
of 5,
best?
we give 2. So, and me love I would say most of Buju other album them. We can listen to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the the one with Buju and Friends for Life.
Yeah.
That album to me was not as strong as Inner Heights or Till Shiloh or even Rasta Got Soul, but I can still listen to it because it has some records on there. This, bro, maybe Buried Alive, me can say maybe people eventually it might warm up, but it sounds very country-ish. I don't even understand when there go for right there, but look, people are still going to say the album really good, but let me stop for real, beat that a dead ass and move on.
People will say the album really good, them a kiss ass. And when I come for kiss ass, I come to talk the truth and for people understand. Like, the album tush. We did expect, and maybe it was on us then. Maybe it was our bad, my bad, because my expectations were through the roof. You know, people always tell us, yo, nobody have no expectations, man, because you set up yourself for disappointment.
But it's hard to not have expectation.
Yeah, which is true. But me not gonna lie, me gonna tell you this. Me say the word from the beginning. I am disappointed with Upside Down 2020 from Buju Banton. That's all I have to say, right? As far as any other good to say, if you ask me what's my best track off the album, the same track where didn't seem too like it was more blended together. Memories are the best track off of the album, and I like nothing else.
I actually think the Blessed maybe can go on.
Blessed alright too, but
maybe
as far as
it get picked up and played, we can see people maybe can, but I'm pushing it. Anyway.
Yeah, man. So yes, people, you know, this is the Reggaecy where we endeavor to you know, preserve the legacy of reggae and dancehall music by sharing important topics as it relates to the reggae and dancehall culture. Told y'all earlier, my name is Randy. You have Shane and Oliver. You know, much respect, bros, and thanks for always turning out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I really value your opinions, and I mean, I hope people see that we are doing genuine, and we're not just following the trends of other, whether it be talk shows, whether it be podcasts. We're not here. That's not what we're here for. We're here to give our honest opinion as human beings and supporters of this culture, so people understand that we are demanding better. We're demanding greatness. The days for mediocre, yeah, it's not no.
It's not no. Fact.
You know?
We're too comfortable there.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll leave you with that. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? On YouTube, the Reggaecy. You can find us on Instagram at the _REGGAECY. You know, we have some shirts coming soon. Anything where we have come soon, we'll share with you know. But thanks for forever supporting us, because you guys, our supporters, keep us going. Much love and much respect.